Hey guys, welcome to the channel Respect Aviation. Let's get into the video about the crash of Alliance Air Flight 7412. Alliance Air was one among Indian Airlines which was founded in 1996. Indian Airlines merged to Air India in 2011. It was renamed as Air India Regional. In 2017, it was renamed as Alliance Air, which had it before. On April 2022, the Government of India sold Air India airline to the Tata Group and Alliance Air ceased, being a subsidiary of Air India. On 17 July 2000, Flight 7412 was a scheduled Indian domestic passenger flight from Kolkata to Delhi, operated by Indian regional airline Alliance Air. It was 20 years old aircraft which was manufactured in 1980, and that is Boeing 737-2A8, registered in Indian as VTEGD, and its ICAO flight number LLR 7412. It is a leased aircraft taken from Indian Airlines in 1999. The aircraft had completed total 51,278 flying cycles. Flight was carrying 52 passengers and 6 crew members, including 2 pilots and 4 cabin crew. The pilot in command was 31 years old Captain Arvind Singh Bagga, had total flying experience of 4,085 hours, of which 3,605 hours of Boeing 737. The co-pilot was 35 years old Captain Manjit Singh Sohanpal. He had a total flying experience of 4,361 hours, of which 1,778 hours of Boeing 737, and both were experienced pilots. Flight 7412 departed Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose International Airport, Kolkata at 6:51 local time. Destination was Indira Gandhi International Airport, Delhi, and first stopover Loknayak Jaiprakash Airport, Patna. Last stopover was Amausi Airport, Lucknow. The flight was uneventful until its approach. At 7:12 am, the aircraft was handed over to Patna following its take-off from Kolkata. At 7:17 am, during the approach, Patna ATC asked the crew to report for descent and also to check descent traffic with Kolkata Air Control. The aircraft was then cleared for descent to flight level 7,500 feet and eventually to 4,000 feet. Flight crews were asked to report for an approach to runway. The flight crew reported commencing the turn to Patna at 7:28 am, and 3 minutes later, they reported crossing the airport, then asked to clear the aircraft to land at runway 25. The flight crew noticed that their altitude was much higher than the usual altitude for an approach and request the ATC for a 360-degree orbit. The ATC granted the request and asked the crew to report back on the approach, which the crew acknowledged. This was the last transmission from the crew. The flight crew attempted a turn to the left. During that time, the stick shaker activated, warning the crew on the impending stall condition. The aircraft continued to bank, losing its altitude and eventually grazed trees and a government residential colony behind Gardani Bagh Girls School at 7:34 am. Plumes of smoke immediately appeared from the last area where the aircraft was last seen. Patna ATC immediately activated the crash alarm and reported the crash of Flight 7412 to fire services. Authorities arrived at crash within 15 to 20 minutes. Fire sparked in the area due to the aircraft's 2.5 tons of fuel. The situation came under control after some multiple Jawans and military forces were deployed to the area. The accident destroyed 2 houses, while another house had damages on the roof. It killed 55 passengers and 5 on ground. Among them, 3 passengers survived. Those neighbors who survived were seated at the aft fuselage. Cause of crash: due to pilot's error. It was a significant factor that the crew attempted to land in Patna despite difficult conditions. Although Patna airport has short off runway around 5,400 feet, which is quite challenging for landing large aircraft like B737. This made the landing difficult. There was no mechanical issues with the aircraft, but some investigation mentioned that the engines may have experienced issues with maintaining thrust during final approach. The DGCA led the investigation, finding highlighted that crew failure to maintain a stable approach and their decision to land at Patna, unaffected by unstable descent, and investigation also note that there is infrastructure limitations includes runway length, which is additional risk for landing large aircraft. This accident would have been avoided by if the pilots adhering to proper landing procedure, maintaining adequate airspeed during approach and responding correctly to stall warnings by executing a proper stall recovery procedure instead of initiating a go around when the aircraft was already close to stall. Report. The final report investigation by the Indian Directorate General of Civil Aviation concluded that the cause of the crash was due to pilot error. The aircraft was on approach with its engines at ideal thrust and the crew made several maneuvers with high pitch altitude. When the aircraft sounded a warning on a impending stall, the crew elected to execute a go-around procedure instead of a stall recovery procedure, causing the aircraft to enter an actual stall condition. The crash of Alliance Air Flight 7412 remains one of the deadliest air accidents in Indian history. The accident serves as a reminder of importance of aviation safety and the need of continuous vigilance to prevent such tragedies from occurring. After this, DGCA recommended to improve the pilot training, especially for approaches, and planned to break infrastructure limitation by enlarging runway and others at Indian Airport. This was the information about the accident of Alliance Air Flight 7412. Thanks for watching. To like, share and stay subscribed to the channel. Leave a comment below if you have any questions or suggestions. We love hearing from you. Thanks again. We'll see you all in next one.